Well, it's Thursday. It's 5 o'clock. How's everybody doing? Got a couple people in here, I see. Nate's Mountain Homestead, Allie Oakley, Josh's Kitchen, Cecilia Jansen. And I know that there's more, but that's...
Yeah, Nathan.
Oh yeah.
The legend.
The legend. The legend is here. So, thank you for being here. Kind of just chat here for a little bit, let some more people get in here. We've got kind of half a dozen or so that have already put their name on the wheel. Rebel Canner's here. So there's Netflix on my computer, so I'm on it. It's okay. All right. Cecilia doing pretty well here today. But a Washington County news station, Utah. Hello. Glad to see we are making it to Utah. So, anything new this week with everybody? Wait a minute. Three Musketeers Homestead says hello, and Cecilia says hi, two Musketeers. Sent you a pic in Messenger for Daryl. I don't know if we're allowed to look at those. Okay. So anyway, let's you guys want me to spin the wheel now? Or you want to just chat for a little bit? What do you want to do? I know. Everybody type in the chat where you're from. Just a state. Or more if you want, but just type in the state where you're from. Or country. Brenda, as long as you're here, you're never late. Josh's Kitchen. We are out of Ohio. Got our baby horse this week. She was just born. Well, we're in Ohio too, so now I have to ask, can you give me an area of Ohio that you might be? We're just curious. Okay, Missouri, Tennessee, Canada, Indiana, Oklahoma, Washington State, Massachusetts, in Florida, New Hampshire, wow, Michigan, Missouri, Oklahoma, Josh's Kitchen. I know exactly where New Lexington is. So that's almost a little strange, isn't it, hon?
What, New Lexington?
Yeah.
I thought that way when I first met him on here. Oh, this is different.
Oh, here we have West by God, Virginia showing up in the chat. Joe, how are you? St. Bernard Acres. So let's
Oh my God.
all right, I gotta see something.
That's for you. That's your bass. Nathan.
I see no idea.
Like when Al asked me to play piano.
Oh.
So that's your
Nathan, are you I really have to see that in person. My goodness. Move North Homestead. Well, since we had our 3-day coverage last week, 3 days, 4 days? Was it 3 days or 4 days we did that last week about the trolls and all that?
well, Wednesday you have a special one.
Yeah. Well, it's been quiet since then. And so we're not poking the bear anymore. I hope we no longer have them upset with us. It's just not a fun thing. It's not a fun thing. So right now everything is fine, and we hope that it remains that way. Thomas Farm, it is hard to remember everyone's name. It truly is, especially if you try to remember the names in conjunction with their channel names. Wow. So, do you guys hear that, like, pounding when that cup gets set down? That's crazy. All right. My channel name is pretty easy. Well, Nate, are you gonna bring that to a meetup? All right, let's go ahead and let's spin the wheel and see who we can take a peek at first. And I think we're stopping right on Walterman Homestead.
How on their t-shirt.
All right. Still getting things lined up over here. And Walterman Homestead has 541 subscribers. They have 112 videos. Let's get in here and take a look at their actual homepage on their channel. Looks like a garden picture from their backyard with easily centered, easy to read information right there in the center. And I see they've actually added a YouTube and Facebook and what is that? Instagram. Actually, right on their page. That's not a hotspot. It's there just to indicate. I think that's where you find them. But what I'm not seeing here. Wait a minute. I need to sign out. Okay, it didn't help. What I'm not seeing is I'm not seeing a channel trailer that should be popping up right here, but I'm not seeing it. So that's something you could do to add here. Channel trailers. Somewhere between 30 seconds and 3 minutes. A little quick, hey, this is me, this is our channel, this is what we do here, this is what you can expect to find, this is how often we upload. Just a very quick informational teaser about your channel. And you put that in the channel trailer container. Anybody going to your channel that is not a subscriber, this will pop up right here and automatically start playing so that they learn about your channel. So let's jump to the About section. Description reads as follows. Welcome. We are, I'm going to screw this up. Is it? Yes, I think it's Dylan. Dylan and Megan Walterman. We have 2 beautiful children. We are in the early stages of homesteading. We are located in South Central Indiana, Zone 6A. We are learning to get closer to our food by gardening and using what we grow in our garden in our kitchen. We have big dreams and the desire to turn them into reality. Take care and God bless. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Plan on doing a trailer in the spring.
Okay.
The garden is in full.
Great. Of course, time of year doesn't have to pay a whole lot of attention with that. I mean, you can swap around trailers, and I'm just saying. I'm a little curious after reading your description. I got a location. Since you're talking about gardening and growing gardens and some self-sustainability and so forth. What I'm not seeing is you haven't said a single word about the 450 acres that you're gardening on there. So, just a thought. You could add a little bit about the size of the property you have. Playlists, and you got a few of those. We're just going to randomly check a couple here real quick and see if you've added descriptions to them. That one has a description. And we'll just grab this one real quick. And that one has a description. Good job. Couldn't catch you on that. All right, let's take a look at your get a little bit more screen room here. take a look at some of your last videos. I like your thumbnails here. Good expressions. And let's just talk about a couple here. There really isn't any right or wrong unless you just have a totally blank thumbnail or totally unlegible, maybe clickbaitish to the extreme or something. That would not be good. But typical things that you like to see is facial expressions. You want to fill your thumbnail with the topic of either the topic or something very interesting that relates to the video that's hidden underneath it. The thumbnail is what draws the eye first. It's all important. If the thumbnail draws the eye and then captures that interest enough for somebody to look at the title underneath it, then they make that decision. Am I going to click on this and watch it or not? Oh, darn. Well, I'll have to get this here after a bit. My magnifying glass is closed. That's odd. I got to get that. I'm sorry. All right. So let's jump back to your homepage here. And now we'll jump back to the videos. And my magnifying glass should be working. Okay. So, just for example, a small, and I'm talking tiny, a small improvement on this might just be to crop this picture down so you just have the two of you just holding the plate, not getting so much of the background in here. But this is up to you as an individual as far as what you like. I think you got some great thumbnails. This one, I'm not sure where this is going. I can kind of see the word before, which is off the screen. I can kind of see the word after, which is off the screen. I come down and I read the title. It says laundry room remodel progress. So I understand probably what this is about, but I'm not sure that this thumbnail is doing this video justice. Again, something to think about. And the thing is, you can always change your thumbnail. You can change them every day on every video if you want to do that. All right, we'll jump back to the home page here. And you've taken your default uploads container and made it stacked vertical, and that's pretty much all you've done here. What I would do is I would include on this front page, I would include some of these playlists. Don't use the container that says my created playlist, but come in here and specifically click on, feature some of these playlists that you want seen, or that's currently, that's current for your channel. I see you have a playlist here for collaborations, which is fine. But if you're not currently doing any collaborations, to me, you would not necessarily want that playlist on your front page. If you're currently in one, you very well may. So, Instapot food recipes, cooking in the kitchen.
Multiman Farm has a question for you.
Is there a way to fix the size after you crop it? Anytime I've cropped the photo, it won't get accepted as a thumbnail. Absolutely there is. How many people do we have in here?
31.
All right, I'm gonna just put this out here. Would you folks like to see a real quick thing as far as cropping and resizing thumbnails? Typically, I'd only do that on a Tuesday, but if you'd like to take just a couple minutes as this is easy to see, easy to learn.
So if you can change thumbnail, can you change title?
You can also change the title. All right, here's things you can do after the fact. You can go in and you can change the title. You can change the title every 5 minutes if you want to. Obviously, that would be a waste of your time. But you can change the title. You can change the thumbnail. You can also add end screens to the end of the video.
Yes.
You can also add informational screens or the little info cards that appear at the top. You can also alter or change or add the tags at the back end of the video. You don't see the tags unless you have a specific program to go see them, but you can do that. Okay. All right, if you'd like to see that, how can I think I can do this pretty much right where I'm at here. Let me see if this works. All right, let's I'm going to grab a picture that I know is not the proper size for a thumbnail, that it needs to be cropped, and we'll just use Bandana Grandma as our smudge t-shirt model here. And no, I'm not going to be able to do it that way. All right, hold on. Okay, let me bring this up on the screen here. I'm in a folder on a computer here that these are typically some of the pictures that I use for Thursday's show, like tonight's show. And I'm sure if you can see some of these, you recognize them, where I've taken and assembled different pictures and added the wheel and things like that to make them work. So let's just go into I guess none of those are a very good example. All right. There we go. What I have here is a picture of the logo of Duncan 1900 Homestead. And this happens to be of a size that is currently 1248 by 1248, so it's square. And depending upon what you might have when you crop a picture from something, you may wind up with a square image. So here's how you would get it back to a size that would be good for a thumbnail. The thumbnails are a 16 by 9 ratio. So because they are a 16 by 9 ratio, if you go to Google, I wasn't watching.
How do you make the SVG?
An SVG file? We'll touch on that one here in just a second. If you don't know what your 16 by 9 resolutions are, just do a quick Google search and you'll get all kinds of examples here for you. The 1280 by 720 is the size that you want for your thumbnail picture. So 1280 by 720 is the size you want for the thumbnail picture. This particular image is 1248 by 1248. Well, what I'm going to do first, because I'm going to want this as a full part of the thumbnail. So I need for this to be 1280 in width. But if I do that, then I would chop it off. So let's change the height to be 720. And I'm going to keep the aspect the same, so I have that maintain aspect ratio. We'll say okay. And now I'm going to go into image and I'm going to say the canvas size. Now I don't want to maintain the aspect ratio. I need the width to be 1280. The height's already 720. And now I have to decide where am I going to put this picture. I know it's the full height, so I can either center it, I can put it all the way to the left, or I can put it all the way to the right by just clicking on this anchor point.
What program are you using?
I have pulled this up in a program called paint.net. That is a free program for PCs. You could also use a program called GIMP, G-I-M-P, which is another paint manipulation program. And that program is good for not only PCs, but Mac, your iOS operating systems. It's also good for Debian, a lot of the Linux systems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to increase the size of the canvas or the entire picture. 1280 by 720. We're going to say okay. And I'm going to anchor this over to the right hand side. Now what is probably a little difficult for you to see is that this happens to be a PNG image. The Duncan 1900 is a PNG image. And so this outside square part is actually transparent. You can see through it. So I'm going to make this side transparent as well. I can do that by just
Thomas Farm is asking what's OS.
I
iOS?
Mac and the Apple products. Apple products would be your iOS. So if I just use the magic wand tool, it will select that area. I just press delete. Now this entire thing is all transparent. Why would I want it transparent? Well, let me create a new image and I'll show you why here. So I'm going to say new, and we're going to make it 1280 by 720. And I'm going to grab my paint bucket and let's see, what color would we like to use? Let's just use a blue to make it simple. And we're just going to make it blue. So now if I take my image here, select the entire thing, copy it, go back to my blue image. That just put this transparent back logo onto a blue background. So that's how you can do that. Let's go back. We'll take that back off. Change the color here to red or pinkish red. So that's how you can change things around. But this right now, if I save this, this is absolutely 100% the correct width and height for a thumbnail. 1280 by 720. And it will upload and display just as you see it, just fine. So we started out with a square image that was too tall. We shrunk it down. We created a background. We created a canvas size. It was the proper size. And we placed the image we were manipulating into it. And I selected the right-hand side. It could have been centered. It could have been to the left. If the image is too small, you have more options. You could anchor to the top or top right. Virtually any place you want to put it, you can actually float it. You can just copy it onto the right size background and float it around wherever you want it. You can go in and add text. Let's use this. We'll jump the size up to, say, here. And I guess I need to change the color here. So now I've typed some information onto it. I can save this as an image, upload it as a thumbnail, and we're good to go. So that's how you manipulate the thumbnail. Now, somebody asked about an SVG file. Okay, your SVG file, as it states right here, it's a dimensional vector graphic format created it's to display vector graphics on the web. And what this means is that the graphic will size accordingly on the web. In other words, if you have a bigger area for it to cover, it's bigger. If you want to open up an SVG file. It can be done in paint.net. I think you have to maybe add, well, let's just ask here. Can SVG files be opened in, let's first try GIMP. Okay, so yes, GIMP can actually open the file. It opens it as an image in the usual way, but it can also edit them. Now let's see if paint.net can do it. All right. If you want to use paint.net, you're going to have to go get a plugin, and that's what I was thinking that you had to do. So if you have an SVG file that you need to edit, open, look at, change, there's a plugin you can do it for paint.net. If you go to GIMP, I think it will do it natively. You can save it as a regular PNG file or a regular JPEG file. So GIMP is a much more robust program. Because it's a more robust program, there's a lot more features in it, and the learning curve over the whole program is a little steeper, but it's absolutely a great program. All right, let me let's see where we're at. I thought thumbnails were the easiest part. Well, they can be. We've done some things on Tuesday nights, and I've shown people how to do thumbnails out of your video editing.
What do you save it as to keep it under 2 B?
Oh, for size? Okay. Let me get the program back open again. I'll put it up on the screen. Okay, and I have paint.net here on the screen. So let's open a recent file, which I have a lot of banners up here. Here we go. This was the thumbnail I made for tonight. So this is actually okay as it is. I think this one is. I hit the resize. All right. Yeah, this is all resized properly. But if you notice on this resize button, it says new size, and this is 3.5 megabits. Now, if I want to change that, I can change the resolution. So if I wanted to have the resolution down here, let's just say 100, and I say okay. Now let's see what the I guess it's going to force me to actually save the file before I can change it. I'm trying to think if there's a location in here. Yeah, apparently it wasn't enough of a change to change it, but if you notice here at the top, this new size, that will change by simply entering new figures into the size of the picture here. So in this particular case, this new size would be 12 gigabit. This would be a huge picture. Obviously, we're not going to do that. But that's where you can change the size, and you can do it by the resolution changes your pixels per inch. Yeah, it's either per inch or per centimeter, whatever you're better off using, if you want centimeters or inches. But the resolution is what determines the size up here. Let's just try, see if I can get it to really change. It's not. I know this is where you do it without question, and I guess I'm going to have to save the picture to actually change it here. So let's just go ahead and change it.
On older computers, can you keep videos on a disk and still make?
All right, wait a minute. What was the question again?
On old computers, can you keep videos on a disk and still make?
I guess I need more information to that question. Are you talking about changing the video, or are you talking about, what are you talking about making a change to? Let me get Walterman's back up over here. Okay.
Joe was saying you could do a save as.
Yeah, and obviously rename it if I want to do that. I've got too many errant picture files out there already. But
Once the video is up, you can't delete it, but you can't change thumbnails of the name.
right. There is an editing program that YouTube is starting to bring back slightly. A YouTube editor where you can actually make changes to videos without affecting your viewer counts and things like that. However, they do not have a way, to the best of my knowledge, they do not have a way that you can, after the video has been published, edit that video to any great amount. In other words, cut a section out or something and maintain those views. If you can do it within the YouTube editor, you maintain your views. But that is a very long, tough process. You are not able to download the video and then re-upload it. It uploads it as a new video, even if it has exactly the same title. So you can't do that. So what you can do is you can change the thumbnail. Those are easy to do. You can add tags to back your video. You can change a description. You can add informational cards. You can add end screens. So change the title. All of these metadata tags that surround that particular video, you can edit and change, and it does not affect how many people have previously viewed your video.
Nate asking, could you also just put the video to private and upload or modify?
When you upload a video, it's going to be a new video. You can't overwrite one that's already there. So it's going to see it as a new video. So just for example, and we're just going to use common numbers I would expect to find with everybody that's in the chat here. You put a video out and you've had it out there for, let's say, a couple of days, and you realize, oh, I really should have done something else. I need to go in and change that. And it's already got, well, let's just say 200 views or 250 views, or it doesn't matter. Let's say 200 views. You can put that video to private. You've just lost your 200 views. You haven't lost them completely, because if you make it public again, those views will come back. And that's not going to necessarily be an instant thing that you would see. It may take 24 hours to reflect in programs that you can go in and see. But if you put it to private, you lose those views. If you delete the video, you lose the views. So you have there's no recovering those views. If you decide to make that choice, and we have done it, and I know others that have done it, for whatever reason we decided, it's just not worth it. The information's not correct. Something's wrong. Maybe something was shown in the video you don't want seen. Maybe a street sign, maybe who knows? So we've had cases where we have just either made the video private or deleted it. Just no questions asked. But if you want to maintain that video and you want it to keep going and growing, if you go back into your editor and say, okay, I need to make these changes, which is fine, you're doing this locally. When you upload that new changed video, that is a brand new video. It does not inherit the views from the other one. So that's why I say things you can change on your video collection without penalty at any time is the thumbnail. You can change the thumbnail as often as you like. You can change the title. You can add end cards, informational cards, and you can also add or delete or modify or change tags within the video. And I saw somebody ask what tags were. All right, how can I do this? All right, we're going to bring another screen over here. So this is on our channel. I'm going to go into the last promo that we did for Bottom Homestead. So we'll go into edit title and description. That's not really what I wanted to do. Guess we'll do it this way. All right. You scroll clear down to the bottom in your YouTube Studio, where you can set all this information on your video. So let's just start at the top. We have the title. That's a required thing. There has to be something here for the title. And then you do your description. So you can add in whatever you want to or need to add in. Well, here's thumbnails. Google, when you upload a video, I shouldn't say Google, although it's part of Google, YouTube will pick 3 snippets out of that live video as thumbnails. And if you decide you don't want any of those and you want your own thumbnail, you can upload it here. Now you can come in here after the fact. If I click on this one here, I can either change it or I can download it. So I can download this thumbnail. Or if I click change, it'll then ask me, well, what do I want to replace it with? And I can search on my computer for a change. Now this is relatively new. This for the audience. Is this video made for kids? Make sure that you have this checked. No, it is not made for kids unless you specifically want it made for kids. If it's made for kids, it's not going to be monetized. There's a lot of other things that happen if it's made for kids. You then have the ability to make the video age restricted. So that pretty much means just what it says. Do you want to restrict your video to an adult audience?
Mimsy that she's been going through hers with a fine-tooth comb. Totally it took away her monetization for no real reason other than possibly the trailer that she's trying to figure out how to contact you directly, tweeting to YouTube. Probably lost a good dose of watch out. Monetized now anyway. Sort of like the Zora.
Yeah. And YouTube is such a huge entity that even if you're a big channel, your ability to contact somebody at YouTube directly and get answers is not good. And I've heard I regularly watch a channel that I just happen to be one of their 10 million subscribers. It's a tech channel, and he has gone through some issues, especially with his live streams and things like that. And he has a number of people to call right at YouTube where he can directly contact, but he still was not able to get answers. And he complained about it, like, it seems so simple. I have this issue and I can't even get an answer. So as a very tiny channel, it's tough. So anyway.
You need to speed that up. It's already
okay.
6. You've gotten way off line.
Gotten way offline. But here are your tags. And you just simply add the tags in here by typing in words or phrases. And then, of course, if there's any changes, you click save here and then you go back. All right, let's get back to here, and let me just jump back here for a second. We have gotten way off the track here. So I think we've pretty well talked about Walterman Homestead.
Yeah.
Walterman, if you have any questions, please email me, and we'll go further, and we'll kind of take that. Okay. Now you're going to have to bear with me for just a moment because my wheel has unlinked from the spreadsheet, so I got to get it connected here again. All right. So now let's spin the wheel again. Walterman Homestead, thank you so much for being here tonight. We really got off on a crazy tangent here, and typically where we went is where we eat up that time on a Tuesday evening. So let's get this wheel spinning, see where it's going to stop, and we're going to start running through a couple of these pretty quick. And we're not going to do Walterman because we just did them. Let's do it again. Look at this.
I told her.
All right, Homestead Dreaming. We're just going to start using Homestead Dreaming as an example. This is how a channel is laid out very nicely. They do everything they're supposed to do.
I asked her if she played lottery yet.
All right, Kara.
Yep, she's laughing.
1,850 some subscribers, 156 videos. Let's jump in here and look and see what she's got. All right, the banner is nicely done. Collage of individual pictures with a banner, if you would, laying on top of them to back up the text that's written on it. Has a trailer video here that's 2 minutes long. We'll jump back to the About page. I'll quickly read the description and then we'll just kind of fly through the rest of this. Welcome, dreamers. We are Kira and Steve, and this is our journey. We are homestead dreaming, meaning we aspire to someday have many acres of our own to cultivate. But until then, we're making the most of the space that we have. We are slowly but surely trying to become as self-sufficient as we can be on our tiny 1/5 of an acre lot in northeast Oklahoma, Zone 6B. So grab a drink, and I hope you enjoy the ride as we navigate the ins and outs of growing our own food, caring for our livestock, and stocking our shelves. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded. Email address is properly placed and has has a few links at the bottom, which are also reflected on the banner on the top. She has some playlists. And yeah, and I was sure she's got descriptions on all of her playlists. She does a great job on her thumbnails. Although I would caution her that to not get them too busy. These start to get a little busy because of all the different pictures in the background and all the verbiage that's on here. And also that dreaded lower right-hand corner of your thumbnail. Well, YouTube reserves that for their timestamp. So just keep that in mind if you're ever putting any text down in the lower part of your video. That lower right-hand corner is always reserved by YouTube. Yeah. Kira, I would have to say that of the thumbnails we see here, I'm just going to look at the last 18 of them here. The thumbnails I see here, my most favorite ones are going to be these last three. This one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. These, I think, are starting to get to be a little bit busy. Not saying they're bad. I just said my more favorite ones are the ones where you show that facial expression, the look of surprise, the big smiles. Sometimes less is more. So, all right. The homepage has a channel trailer, uploads, and then has added some of her playlists. Number her playlists. She's alternating layouts. For the most part, she's alternating layouts between horizontal and vertical. She has this dreaded popular uploads down here. But again, that's just a personal thing. But nice job. As always, we've said that many, many times. And for those of you that are maybe new in here tonight, this young lady with this channel has the uncanny ability to come in here every week and have her name come up on the wheel. And we just have to chuckle about it. Carrie, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
She's Kara. Built on a rock. Homestead is Carrie. Keep it straight, girl.
Okay. Can I just call her K Lady?
I don't care.
All right. Nate's Mountain Homestead. Nate's Mountain Homestead. Newer channel, 54 subscribers, got 17 videos. Let's go look at this channel. All right. Looks like a picture of the house. and has used the billboard in an effective manner. However, and you've maybe looked at this, it is fairly legible, but the text, especially the doggone country here, is almost kind of fading into the background. If you could, in future renditions of your banner, a way to improve this would be to outline the lettering on your text. You know, if you just would outline the black with a white, or in the case of the one we just looked at, she had a banner that was put up across the picture that was translucent, but it was still enough of an offset that the lettering stood out better. This particular area, I guess I need my other tool here. Hold on. All right, this area right here particularly is, it kind of blends into the background. But your sizing is good. It's going to show up on all devices. So good job with that. You have a trailer here. Now, why is it not? Oh, I know why. There we go. All right. Your trailer is a bit on the long side, Nate. Typically, all right, think of this. A new movie comes out, and they put these video trailers out. They're never more than just a couple minutes. And the whole idea is to be a teaser. It's to show some exciting scenes from the new upcoming movie that's going to be released in just a couple weeks. That's the whole idea behind the trailer. You want it short and sweet, make it very informative, and leave people hanging a little bit on the outside. So in other words, you tell them who you are, what they can expect to see here, that you're going to upload videos on the 5th Friday of every month, whatever you decide to do. But make your trailer a little bit short. The people that are going to see this are people that are not subscribed. So if your trailer is too long and they don't find it, I don't want to say this, somebody that doesn't know you, has never seen any of your content, but you've told them, hey, check out my channel. So they come in and they're going to see this video first. That's what that trailer's there for. And so now they see you standing in the kitchen and talking for 7 minutes. Is that going to entice them to subscribe to your channel? I don't know. I can't hear this. When we come into the channels here, I don't have the sound up, so I'm not playing this across the thing. So I can't say what's on this particular video, but food for thought. Let's go to the About page. Description reads, my dog and I decided we'd move out of the big city environment and out to the country so that we could try to live a more peaceful and sustainable life. Come watch as we figure things out. Well, that's short and sweet. So let me just say that this short and sweet is what you want in your trailer video. In here, you want more. Try not to ever have more than 3 lines without having a white space line between them. So 3 lines in a space and 3 lines in a space. But this is where you need to puff about yourself. You need to say, let me give you some suggestions. No place here does it give an area where you're from. And I'm not saying to give your street address, but if you're in Texas, or if you're in West Virginia, you could certainly put down the state that you're in. You can put down if you're going to talk about gardening at all, you can put down the growing zone that you're in. If, for example, like some of the folks in here, it takes you, let's just say, 45 minutes to drive to the nearest Walmart. Well, you can say, we're way away from civilization, and indicate that. If you're going to be doing anything off grid, this is a good place for it. If you're going to upload videos twice a week, it's a good place for it. What's the content going to be of your videos? Are you doing stuff on what you're doing on the homestead as far as construction, as far as gardening, as far as fixing the place up, maybe some logging? I don't know. But again, you want to make it interesting. So this is the place to do that. Your email address is in the proper location. You do have a link to Instagram. I would strongly recommend, if you do have a Facebook, you also put Facebook on here.
Gemini is asking if the trailer is, you've done the trailer first, started her. He said, is the trailer the first video ever done?
No, it's not. Because the people, when they start a YouTube channel, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. They don't know where they're going. So no, it is not. And it can certainly be modified again at any time. You can create new trailers. It's the location that it shows. All right, getting back to Nate's Mountain Homestead here. If you have a Facebook, by all means, I would make a beeline there and join small, what's it called? I don't want to say it wrong. Small YouTube homesteaders. Small YouTube homesteaders. A great resource. To get into that group, you have to have less than 1,500 subscribers. So if you wait too long, if you've already got 2,000 subscribers, you can't even get in. Yeah, and I mean, we didn't create the group, but we understand the reasoning behind the group. If you are a member of that group and your channel has grown, you maintain membership there, but the group was actually formed for small channels to help each other. And if you have over 1,500 subscribers, you cannot join that group. Just the way it is, unless somebody decides to alter that. But at this point, that's the way it is. But no, Nate, by all means, add that in there. So let's go a little further here. Do you have any playlists created? You have a few. That's great. And let's just take a quick peek and see if you have. There is no description here. So let's look at this one. And there's no description. So what you want to do, Nate, is you want to go back into your playlists and you want to add descriptions. The description on a playlist is every bit as important as it is for underneath a video. It's a place for you to tell about the video. In this case, with a playlist, tell about what's contained within this playlist. this placeholder for all the videos here. All right, let's take a look at your thumbnails. And let me get this up here a little bit and get the big glass out. And I'm going to go to your most recent one. Winter pickle dinner. Canning my first batch of pickles. I think that's a good title. I don't think that the text on the thumbnail itself is doing you any justice. It's too small. In the case of a phone, it'd be very difficult to even read that. It's not jumping out. It's not enhancing the picture. The picture itself, you can see what it is. You might even zoom in more on the picture, condense it more, and make the jar of canned pickles jump out even more so. Okay, and the next one, you have text on the side here. Why I decided to leave the big city. Well, what your text on your thumbnail is pretty much the same as the title. So that's kind of redundant. And let me just throw this out. If you were to create a thumbnail where you had a big city, very small, and a country setting, and again, it's just maybe some ideas. I like what you did here as far as putting the bar in to do the lettering, to do the text. But again, I'm not sure it's doing you any justice because it's the same thing you have in your title. Let's go 3 videos ago here. The text is not helping here. The red text on this background, it just blends in. You can read the I didn't die. And then if I look very closely, I can see it's the well-pumped saga, the stunning conclusion. And again, that's the same thing as what you have in your title. So I think you could do a better job on this one. Remembering birthdays of lost loved ones. This is cool. For your consideration, rather than have this text on the top here, what if you just used the word memories in bigger text on the thumbnail, and then of course your title could explain that better. And I'm just throwing out perhaps some suggestions, maybe things you hadn't thought about. All right, this one here, even with my magnifying glass, unless I get much closer to my screen and get a bigger magnifying glass out, I can't read it. So I don't know what this text is doing here. This is another one. The text is too small. So I think I've said enough here. Some different things for you to work on. And obviously you're just getting started. And it looks to me like you've got some good topics here. We've not gone through your videos, but the lengths look good. So good job on that. Kudos to that. I'm just going to glance here real quick at your views. All right. When you, especially for new YouTube folks, when you put out a video, if you want it to be seen, for 99.5% of the time, you have to do all your promotion. YouTube is not going to do it for you. So this is another reason to join Facebook groups and to be active in others' live streams so people will start recognizing your name, your channel, pick up some more subscribers, and some of those subscribers will receive notifications. Not all of them do, but some will. But you also, by becoming more involved in the community, especially YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, those are all places where you can post. You just put up a new video. Tell a little bit about it, what it's about. You can, if you're a member of Smudges People, we certainly encourage people to post their videos on there. If you're in the small YouTube homesteaders group, you can do that there. And there's a lot of other real nice channels that have their own little Facebook groups where they encourage you to post information about what's going on in their group, which is then seen by others. So it's this kind of thing where it's like holding hands and becoming a group thing. That's going to get more views to your videos. And like I said, actually it's probably 99.9%. There is the odd creator that stumbles across once in somebody's lifetime where they throw a stupid video out there that have a snake on her head and gets 1.5 million views. But that is certainly the exception and not the rule. So, good job. Homepage. At this point, you're still growing. So, my thought is you need to cut down on your trailer in length. Just leave your uploads the way it is until you get, another dozen or so videos created. At that point, start adding things like add some of your playlists, rearrange things on your homepage. But otherwise, great job, Nate. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, please send us an email. And if you would like for me to work with you at all, as far as, offline or something, send me an email. We'll get back with you, and we can help you either with thumbnails or page layouts or whatever it is you want to do. Nate, thank you so much for being here. Let's go spin that wheel, get somebody else.
Her needs a snake so her channel will grow faster. And a trailer.
All right.
Helps expand.
Joe, where you at, man?
He's there. He's up in the balcony eating popcorn.
St. Bernard Acres has 13,600 some subscribers. He's got 713 videos. For his logo, he's got some old Chevy van. Not sure what the story is about that. And let's just go look at St. Bernard Acres. Yes, he's a dual state resident. I guess I'm going to put him that way. He lives in one state and his homestead's in another.
He needs to get.
Pardon?
He needs to get out of the balcony. He went up there.
Oh yeah, you got to come out of the balcony. Yep, you sure do. All right. For those of you that don't know Joe, go check him out. Joe is a great storyteller, and he has had a very interesting journey, a very interesting homesteading journey. He's actually started over at least once, if not more than that. So chances are very good if he would not have started over, he may be up
that
to...
old Chevy van is what's going to take me to the meetups.
Okay. He, had he not started over, he may have 50,000 subscribers by now. But fascinating individual. He's got, he has a trailer video here that's 5 minutes long. Joe, that, in my opinion, it's entirely too long. Keep in mind, your trailer is something for somebody to see. Never been to your channel before. It's going to jump out at them, and it's going to entice them to become a member of your channel. So you want to tease them. It's a teaser, and you want to have it quick and sweet, and it's like setting a piece of candy on the table in front of a youngster, where they just can't resist. They gotta have it. So I think your trailer's too long. That's my own personal thought. We'll jump back into the About page. Description reads as follows. Welcome to St. Bernard Acres. This is a constantly evolving channel that is difficult to identify to a particular genre or subject matter. When you receive notification of a new video uploaded, you never know what the subject matter may be. Some you may like and be entertained by, and some may be of no interest to you. I try to be clear as to what the video is in my title descriptions so as not to waste your time. This channel was originally set up for you to follow along and comment on my journey to building a life of self-reliance in my retirement years. We want to get away from a life of debt and consumerism and enjoy the freedom of the homesteading lifestyle. We bought 10 acres with a barn in Guernsey County, Ohio, to facilitate this adventure. We are currently building an off-grid cabin on the property. I hope you like it well enough to subscribe and be an active member of St. Bernard Acres. Remember to hit that little bell so you will get notifications of new uploads. Email address is properly here, and he has links to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all three. Well done write-up. It's almost a little bit wordy here that you stretch it out past our recommended 3 lines, which was not actually my recommendation. That's from some other huge YouTubers like Daryl Lees, Nick Nimmin, and video creators and a few others. So rule of thumb is generally 3 lines before you have a blank space. Playlist. Oh, he's got playlists. Now, the question is, do you have descriptions on your playlists? Absolutely. That one shows up. And we'll do this one. And it also has a description. So nice job. And keep in mind, folks, the idea of a playlist is just a container to hold like videos. These are videos from your channel. The only exception to this is if you are doing some sort of collaboration with other channels over a specific subject for a limited period of time. Maybe a cooking collaboration that lasts for a month or 2 months or something. That's the only time you should ever put somebody else's videos on your channel. Jump back into the videos here, look at your thumbnails. Okay, and Joe has used the technique here of the outlined text over the picture of the thumbnail to make it very legible, which has worked very well in all of the cases, if not all of them. Pull this down a little more. So as you look through these and you glance through them, it's fairly easy to read the text. So now that we've done that, and again, this is all personal preferences. I'm going to go to this one. The text on the thumbnail says 20 goals for 2020. But that says the same thing here in the title. Now, granted, it's a collaboration, so you could maybe add some leeway for that. But typically, why would you repeat yourself? Okay, this is a timely subject. I think this is that new virus thing, Canora virus, the prepper channel's wet dream. Says that on your thumbnail. But, it pretty much says the same thing right here on the title. So is the thumbnail taken away from the title? It certainly isn't adding to it. Solar-powered wireless power bank. The verbiage is obviously very different here, and so I think this one is. But let me just throw something out here, Joe. I'm not sure what the MAH stands for. So what I'm looking for a way for you to do is to decrease the lettering on your thumbnail, make it bigger, make it pop, and then fill in the blanks in your title. In other words, maybe put less information on the thumbnail, fill in the detailed information in the title, but have something on the title that draws them to them. Just single word type things like I'm probably going to say this wrong, but trying to remember how the voltage amp hours is applied in solar power. But if it's a high number, it looks like it is, just put that high number in with the proper abbreviations after it. Just boom. And then in the title, you can put down more information. This next one here, the 20 goals for 2020.
Amp fours?
Milliamp hours. Okay.
You said it wasn't enough room to put that.
Okay. Again, what I'm trying to maybe help you with, or at least wise feed you some ideas that you can draw from and grow, is to minimize the text on the thumbnail, increase the size, make it bold and in your face, jumps out, that creates an interest. The thumbnail needs to create the interest. Your eye has to be drawn to it, and then at that point, they go down and read the title.
He's trying to set it up for the ones who don't look at the titles, or ones that don't look at the. Please.
Well, I don't know anybody that goes and looks at videos without seeing the thumbnail. I can certainly see where maybe they wouldn't read the title if the thumbnail is a big enough magnet, but they're going to see that thumbnail. All right. So, Joe, as always, you do a great job. We're nitpicking onto little things here. On your homepage, you have, all right, the default container here is uploads. That's what everybody gets default out of the gate. You've put that to the bottom, and I think that's fine. I think you should. But then, rather than detail out more of your content, you've elected to use other containers that are default containers. They're just not active. One called Create a Playlist and one called Popular Uploads. I think it would behoove you to, rather than do that, list take a select number of your playlists, half a dozen or something, and list them individually. Because when you do that, when you list them individually, that description falls into place. And you can place these in a vertical format where they're all up and down. Your landing page here can become very long, very fulfilling. A tremendous amount of information can be gleaned from it. Popular uploads, I'm not... excuse me. I'm not a fan of popular uploads. But again, this is an individual thing. I will say congratulations on this video I see here that has 348,000 views. That's made you $1 or $2. And you have another one in here that's 327,000. Another one that's 300,000. And here's one that's approaching 200,000. So you've got some videos here that are being looked at. So congratulations on that. Joe, if you got any questions for anything I've said here or want to disagree with me, I always welcome that. Again, we're just throwing out ideas. The idea here is to do that and help you just to stimulate your thought process and make your channel better. Joe, thanks for being here. Let's go spin the wheel.
Emerson had to reset his computer from Windows 10 to Windows 7. Good Lord.
Little Garden, Big Dreams.
Kathy from Australia.
Is that who we have?
Uh-huh. It is. She said it's going to be 110 over there.
Wow. All right. From Australia. Little Garden, Big Dreams got 307 subscribers, 57 videos, and let's go see what's going on down under. All right. Has a trailer video here that is just over 1.5 minutes. Good length. And looking at the banner up on top, the first thing I see on your banner is a wonderful picture and no information. So this is a great place where you can add information. You can different things you can do is how often you upload. You might place reference to the fact you're in Australia on here. But I love the picture. The off-kilter picture of the food on the table. It's like the entire camera's tilted. It's a neat concept. I like what you've done. Let's go look at the About page and see a little bit about your channel. Description reads as follows. Welcome to Little Garden, Big Dreams, where I share the life and times of my humble little garden in suburbia. Meanwhile, dreaming big for some land in the country here in Australia. My name is Kathy, and here you'll find me growing veggies organically in my suburban backyard, preserving my seasonal harvest, saving heirloom seeds, It's sharing adventures with friends and family. I love cooking our produce and sharing recipes and helpful information, all while showing that you can do what you love while waiting for your dream to happen wherever you are. Living low tox and chemical free as much as possible, and improving my health is a major goal. I love sharing what I learned with you so you too can live a better and healthier life. Uploading every few days, so please follow and enjoy the ride. If you would like to connect by mail, below is my postal address. And it has a PO address here. Email address is also here. And I will state, if you have Facebook or other social media platforms, this is a good place to add those. Is right underneath here at the bottom. You can link those. They would also be reflected in this banner. Okay, let's go see if you have any playlists created. And you do. So I'm going to jump into your cooking playlist here. And let's see if you have a description. And you do. And we always have to do 2. And again, they're just at random. And you have description here as well. Look at your videos. All right. So if everybody just sits back and glances at the page here and lets your eyes just kind of wander across, my question to each one of you is, which video is your eye most attracted to? And that could be a different video today than it would be tomorrow. So what I see here, as far as videos that could cause one to be more interested, this is one, because it looks like, and I was mistaken, but it appeared in the smaller context that she was sitting there holding money up. I go, what is this? But it's actually seed packets, and in a way that's money, but. And so we have this one, which is a pig. Is that a pig? Oh, help me if I'm wrong. But it looks like it's a pig in a house. So that's one that would maybe draw eyes. The color in this is outstanding.
Stephanie has a question real quick. Should we only be adding our videos in our playlist?
All right, say that again.
Should we only be adding our own videos in the playlist?
Yes, ma'am. Your playlists are for your channel. There are exceptions to that. The exceptions are if you are in a collaboration with other channels. For example, you do a collaboration with Mimsy's Garden about maybe you're going to have a tomato growing contest. Well, if you create a playlist on this collaboration, which is certainly going to be more than one other channel, it's going to maybe be Mimsy's Garden and Duncan and Homestead Odyssey and Sunny's Place and who knows, Big Dreams Homestead. If you're all doing the same thing as this collaboration because you're creating views for the other channels. And if you want to create a playlist on that collaboration, by all means, do so. The problem with...
Joe says she can add his videos to the playlist. It's okay by him.
Well, sure. And you know, anything you see on our channel, if you'd like to add it into a playlist, by all means do so. Here's why. If they get into your playlist and the created video is the one that gets the results of the view. So in other words, in your playlist, if you have a Mimsy's Garden video and it's played there, Mimsy's Garden is the one that gets the credit for the view. Plus, by playing that video, they may, because of various things, end screens, informational cards, title, description, they may click somewhere, and before you know it, they are away from your channel, and they're into Mimsy's Gardens videos. And so she gets a lot of views from somebody you had on your channel. Now, we're not saying to not be nice to Mimsy. That's not the case at all here. We're just saying don't throw people off your channel. So all of your playlists should be your content, with the exception of specific group contained content that you have done with other channels. All right. Enough of that. I don't have any problem with the videos I'm seeing here. This one that I have the magnifying glass over right now it's a collaboration. The verbiage on it is very, very difficult to see. It just flows into the background. So, again, in my opinion, this is not a good thumbnail. It's hard to read. If you want to have this verbiage on here, I believe you have to have that backed up in such a way that it can be easily seen. Now, some of these could maybe be enhanced more by zooming in more. Some of them, I'm not sure where you're going. I'm not sure what the content is. Okay. I don't know what went on in the channel here. I'm not sure I want to know.
You don't want to know. Sydney came in, and from Nate Gardner went downhill after that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Little Garden, Big Dreams. Good job on what you have here. Let's look at your homepage here real quickly. And it's the default. You have added your trailer video, which is wonderful. And then you just have the default upload container. You can enhance this. You can enhance this with some of these playlists. And you only have 4. So I would use them all individually. I would not use the container that says my created playlists. I would put the playlists up individually here. And you can make your own decision as to how you want it presented, if you want them horizontally or vertically. And again, you can switch it up. You can switch it up. So Little Garden, Big Dreams, if you have any questions about anything we mentioned here, hopefully we sparked some thought to you. And Just stick with it. Looks good. Let me get the wheel ready here. Mama Z's.
Woo.
Mama Z's Texas Kitchen, 437 subscribers, got 73 videos, growing at a rapid pace and doing better and better with her live streams. She has a channel trailer here that's 39 seconds in length. The About page reads as follows. Welcome to Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Let's cook. I have a live Saturday morning cooking show called What's on the Plate with Mama Z at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we have an interactive chat, cooking demonstration, and fun weekly meal ideas. We also have a Wednesday night live chat at 6:30 p.m. for catching up and updates on our family and channel. I also upload weekly videos on cooking and my container gardening. We live in an apartment just north of Houston, Texas, but working on getting back to our family farm in North Texas. But in the meantime, we are learning the skills we need to be the homesteaders we feel we are being called to be. So come with us on our journey. Welcome to Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Please like and subscribe. One thing that I did notice here that would not take you long to modify is in this sentence, we also have a Wednesday night chat, I wrote over it, 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 p.m. Because of the stretch of being all over the country. This top one, you did say Central Standard Time. I think you can, of course, just abbreviate that. CST. I would add that CST after the 6:30 p.m. Just a thought. All right, playlists. Got a couple here. And let's make sure that you remember to put, and you did. That is a good description. I mean, I haven't even read it, but I can tell just by the amount of words that this is the type of thing that will fill up an area and make it look nice. Check this one very quickly. And again, great job. Now we come back and look at your thumbnails. And we're going to talk about these thumbnails here just for a little bit, because Mama Z's has incorporated a little somewhat unique method for making these thumbnails her own. Can you see it? If you've not been here before, there's a common thread throughout almost every thumbnail here. And that's up in that upper left-hand corner. There's this little, I'm going to say Texas flag. I mean, I know it's not exactly the Texas flag, but now this live stream, she didn't put it up there, but almost all of these others, if not every one, has that in the upper left-hand corner. And it's a little, it's just a little thing. Let's see it there. Got it on this one. It's just a little thing that instantly makes them yours. Now let's talk about the thumbnails here for just a moment. Important parts of a thumbnail. It has to attract attention. And if a thumbnail is too busy in content, that doesn't attract the right type of attention. If it's non-legible, that is not the right type of attention. If stuff is too small, they can't make out what it is. That is not the right type of attention. You hear the terms clickbait. That would not be the right type of attention. Interesting pictures, by all means, are the right type of attention. And how does it become interesting? Makes it easy to see. Keep in mind, a thumbnail is relatively small, especially on a phone. Who are the people that watch your videos? What's your viewership primarily? Is it people that use phones? Or is it people that use computers? That can play a big part in what you do with your thumbnails, because on a phone, a lot of these they're just going to be too small to see. Now let's, a couple other quick examples here. This one here with the Mexican butter beans. The Mexican butter beans jump out. Very easy to read that. By the time we get over here of you doing the cooking, framed back within a border within a border, and a border, I mean, it's like how far back into this picture are you going to be? I personally think that if this center part of the picture was the size of this border with no border showing there, that would make this a better thumbnail. It would make it jump out more. Again, pictures here they're pretty tiny. This one's better. This one is better. I mean, it jumps out a little more. I'm going to say this one is better, but I'd sure like to see that bigger. I'd like to see that picture being a little bit bigger. But again, this is a personal thing, and you have to. I'm going to make suggestions. I'm not telling you what to do. We're just trying to show you, give you a different viewpoint than what maybe you've had in the past. All right, I need to refresh my wheel over here. All right. Yeah, folks, it's 7 o'clock, so I think we're going to do one more here and call an evening. I know we got
Can I pick out the one more? Are you doing the wheel?
Sherry would like to pick out the one more. Anybody object to that? What do you want?
Mimsy.
Mimsy. Okay. And Faye, thank you so much for adding adding your insights. I mean, that's, and I love seeing this. The entire intent of us doing this channel is to come together as a group and offer constructive criticism to one another to just improve the channels. So I think this is some excellent thing. I would like to see more color from the food, perhaps make them look tasty if they are about food. I think that's a great comment. And I see Sunny Preps is now hungry. Mother Utter, how do we get on the wheel? You get on the wheel by
Exclamation point.
yeah, exclamation point wheel. However, we're just doing one more here today. We'll have the wheel back up again next Thursday. And I do want to thank you for being here. And
Mimsy's revamping her playlist as you.
the whole thing is what we're doing here is just trying to open your eyes. There is not one person anywhere that has the end all be all to the magic things that happen to make your channel go from just so-so to being super successful or any other thing. We do we do help promote community. We help we hope that we all lean on one another and grow bigger.
Somebody wants to make a quick suggestion.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sunny's Place. No makers. I think we're going to just go from 5 to 7. And the reason for that is we have found that a lot of people start dropping off. Now, granted, they're replaced with other people that come in, but the wheel, unfortunately, if somebody decides to leave, well, their name remains on the wheel. And one of the things that draws people in here is having the opportunity for their channel to come up on the wheel. But we also understand if you're going to go eat such a long time that it just makes it difficult. So we're going to try running it more in the 2-hour bracket. Now, did somebody, was it Sunny that wanted to?
Oh, somebody asked what thumbnails must be pixel. Yeah, tell Sunny they can be reviewed every week.
If your channel's been reviewed within 1 or 2 weeks, you can't put your channel on the wheel. Well, we've never done that, and with good reason, because a lot of times, and our famous weekly person here, if you go back to when we first started doing this and she was getting picked every week, you could see the changes that she made in her channel, including the name, from week to week to week to week to week. She just has this uncanny ability to type her name on the wheel here, and it just picks her. It's unbelievable. So, and I also know that there's people in here that don't put your name on the wheel, and that's fine too. That's fine too. Again, it's just yeah, Sunny's Place, and that's fine. What I do try to do is I try to, if it's somebody that we have had real recently, I kind of look for changes real quick, and we try to go over faster and not take as much time. So anyway, let me go look up Mimsy's Garden. Okay. Now, everybody that's in here, this is going to be a little bit of a preview for next Monday night, because Mimsy's Garden is going to be joining us on Monday night to on Monday Night Live, along with Fairy Tale Creations. So roughly 1,370 some subscribers, 172 videos. And let's just look at her banner here. And I'm trying to make a little bit of sense out of it, just to be real blunt about it. I like the way that this is on here. It looks to me, it's very close, but I think that the cutoff point is going to be right about here.
Right, I like it. I like her lettering.
But what I don't understand, and maybe Mimsy, maybe you can enlighten us here on this, is this part over here, where it is very blended in. It's very difficult to read, if at all, but there's obviously text here that says Mimsy's Garden and some sort of a logo type thing, and it looks like it says maybe this is I'm not even going to say, because it looks like it's a town you live in or something. So here's what I notice. I noticed that this part is not centered with this part. In other words, it's offset to the right. This other green logo part over here to the left, which is not going to be seen on a phone, yet it still overlaps some. Specifically right here, it overlaps this other center part. So I'm not sure where you went with this. So if you can enlighten us on that. I do not see, Mimsy, I don't see a trailer video. So we can holler at you about that. Trailer video would be right here, generally from 30 seconds to no more than 3 minutes on your trailer video. Let's go look at the About page. And it reads as follows. Thanks for joining Mimsy's Garden. 2018-19 was my very first year to have an in-ground garden. I even obtained my state's Master Gardener certification. And folks, I don't know what the Master Gardener certification is in the state she lives in, but here where we live, I think that's a pretty intense course thing, is it not? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Ohio, I think that's a pretty intense course to do that.
I had a chance to go to a phone company.
Yeah. My name is Anna. However, granddaughters and friends call me Mimsy or Mims, thus Mimsy's Garden.
She had a trailer, but her trailer was a slideshow.
Oh.
And deleted it. Felt that was why YouTube unmonetized her. The slideshows weren't allowed. Talked about it earlier.
Okay. continue on here. My name is Anna. However, granddaughters and friends call me Mimsy or Mims, thus Mimsy's Garden. I'm in southeast Mississippi, Zone 8A. Our forever home is on 6 3/4 acres we call Poor Boy Homestead. At this time, we have a small-scale organic heirloom and hybrid vegetable garden. I'm sorry. Let me restart that. At this time, we have a small-scale organic heirloom and hybrid vegetable plant start business here on the homestead, endeavoring a little market gardening as well. So you have a business starting vegetables. All right. I'm just a little slow here today. A nurse since 92. I'm my mother and father-in-law's 24/7 caretaker. I refer to them as my 2-patient crew. I grow most of our vegetables for the betterment of each of our health. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time reading your thing here, Mimsy. I grow most of our vegetables for the betterment of each of our health and to leave our broken food system. My motto is, any step forward is a step forward. Just doing what I can, as I can, with what I can. Follow along as we learn and grow. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell for upload notifications. Check out attached links for great products and services. Okay. It's just, for some reason, Mimsy, it doesn't roll off my tongue very easily. And I don't know. Let's see. I grow most of our vegetables for the betterment of each of our health and to leave our broken food system. That just, there's got to be an easier, better way to say that. So, something to think about. Playlists. Got a couple. Look at this. All right, let's I'm going to just jump to this. Meet the Mimsy Garden family. And let's go see if you have a description here. And I don't see a description. However, I do see something here that I personally hate to see, and that's deleted and private videos. So it looks to me, something you can do, Mimsy, is kind of just double check on your playlist, make sure you got a description, and anything in the videos that are in the playlist that no longer exist or are private.
She's downloading the playlist as you speak.
Okay. And I would, just fix them accordingly.
Yeah, that's one she's getting rid of.
So I just happened to pick that one, huh? All right, let's look at this one, because this. Okay, so this was at the spring gathering last year, and you just had the one video in the playlist, and obviously this demonstrates the fact you can have a playlist with one video, but typically you would create a playlist as a container to hold multiple videos that reflect on the same subject. Of course, you have to start with one, but I would, and maybe you're just waiting for the gathering this year, the 2021, and you're just going to add that into here.
Is it best to keep playlists smaller?
I don't know that it's best to keep a playlist smaller. I'm not a big believer in creating a playlist that has all your videos. To me, a playlist is it's a bucket that contains like subject matter. So if you have, well, use cooking for an example. If you create a playlist of cooking videos, I would say put all your cooking videos into that playlist. But I would not add ones about gardening within that playlist. I would not add ones about working on the car or going to the store. I would not add those in the playlist. I would create a playlist for working in the garden. I would create a playlist for what seems to be very popular right now, store finds or more along that line. You have a playlist here called Poor Boy Homestead. And I guess I want to see. All right.
What is the optimum number of videos in a
There is not an optimum number. As far as I know, there is no optimum number. Now, having said that, if you feel that it's out of hand, you could further mold the playlist into a tighter subject rather than being so broad of a subject. But you can have hundreds of videos in a playlist. Hundreds. So all of this is going to change with the length of time that you have, that your channel is created, how often you upload, how often you put things into a playlist, what is the like criteria for doing that. I do want to mention this Poor Boy Homestead playlist because of the close assumption of the Poor Boy Homestead and Mimsey's Garden. It's probably fine to have this here, but typically this would be a no-no. You would not have somebody else's in here like this. But since they're together, well, hey, that's fine. They're good. All right. Fun gear promos, Mimsey's reviews. I think you have some interesting playlists here. This Mimsey's Garden, 76 videos. I don't recall how many videos you have total.
He says refresh. She just deleted that place.
Oh, it's gone. Isn't that amazing? All right. So let's go look at some thumbnails here. Pull these up. Get the last 18 in view. And just in looking here, and again, just do this yourself. Do this with a friend of yours. Like, take a look at my page here. Which one attracts your eye, attracts attention? Is there something you don't like? Now, I'm going to say that some of these look a little bit on the busy side. They're not real clear. There's maybe too much writing.
Someone said 5 and 5 jump.
I think your most recent one is an above average thumbnail. Good smile. It's now, having said that, I think your title should be different. I'm not a fan, and this is me personally, I'm not a fan of having duplicate wording between what's on the thumbnail and what is in the title of the video. It just, the redundancy there just doesn't make any sense to me. No, you're fine. And again, the whole idea here is to throw out ideas for you to look at. Let's jump back at your homepage. Let's take a look here and see what you've done here. Okay. So you talked, yeah, and I remember you had a slideshow as a trailer, and the slideshow is fine. I mean, that's a video. So that should not have caused any issue. There must have been something else either within the slideshow, or if that was a particular thing that they picked on. Obviously, I don't know. But yeah, you can make a trailer video for here. Your upload container, I would recommend you keep your upload container, but you might want to move it down. Create a playlist. I am not a fan of this container because it takes all of your playlists and just lumps them together and doesn't give you any more information about any of these. So I am not a favor of a create a playlist container. I would much rather see you selectively choose as many playlists as you could or want to individually put up here. Having said that, I would not choose to feature playlists that only have one video in it on the front page. But for example, this Mimsy in the kitchen, or the Mimsy's live streams, I don't know that would be one that you would want to feature in your front page. And I say that knowing full well that's what we have. We have our Monday Night Live on our front page. However, that's what we're noted for. And maybe we need to change that. I'll be the first one to say that. Maybe we need to change it because people frequently, at least why it's not in any droves, go back and watch an hour or 2 hour live stream. It just, it doesn't get the views.
How do you remove the created playlist? I've done the individuals below, but can't figure out how to get rid of the created playlist.
Well, each one of these is a container. So you can delete any of these. I mean, if you so chose, you wouldn't have to have anything here. All of those could be gone, and there would be nothing here.
She just sent a message for you.
Well, we can certainly debate a little bit more on the slideshow. I mean, I think it's going to depend a whole lot on how it's done, but yeah, any of these containers can be deleted.
I've done a slideshow because I did that for our anniversary years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't know I did.
Yeah, I know.
That was a slideshow.
Yeah. But she's saying that It's a no-no on the creator page. Now, I'm going to assume that's YouTube creators has probably recommended that you don't do a slideshow, and I would recommend you don't do many. That's not to say that you can't have some. The popular uploads, again, that's another container that I would remove popular uploads. I would remove creative playlists. I would leave uploads, but I would add individual playlists on the front page. So that's where I'm at with that. So having said all of that, and it's already 7:30, and so we're trying to pinch this down a little bit so people aren't worn out. And I apologize for jumping off the rails earlier, but hopefully everybody learned a little bit as far as the thumbnails and how to edit them and resize them and make them work. So, any last questions from anybody? Okay, slideshow mixed with commentary or video is fine, but not just a slideshow. And I would agree with that, Mimsy. I would agree with that. And I know that you had a slideshow up there, but I don't know if it had commentary or not. I do not play any of these when we Homestead Odyssey, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for being here. We've had a nice bunch in here tonight, and we certainly hope that we were able to share and open your mind to some fresh thoughts and ideas, because that's what it's all about. So each and every one of you that's in here, thank you all very much. If you like what we're doing, folks, and would like to help support our channel, you can click that join button and get on Join Smudge's People, which is going to help us to travel the country here this year and visit a lot of different events and bring them back to you live via the wonderful internet. So, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Take care, and we will see you later. See you next Monday night with Mimsy's Garden and Fairy Tale Creations as the guest. Night, folks.